Hello and welcome to the Cougar Dome. I'm Arnie gets in command.
And I'm Chris Parker.
Tonight's broadcast, we will have the Albany Cougars take on the DeAnza Dons in men's varsity basketball. The Cougars are on the come up with a current record of 18-4, the best they've had since 2002, while the Dons have an overall record of 3-15. Albany versus DeAnza will begin in just a few moments.
Stay tuned.
Welcome back. Once again, I'm Arnie gets in command alongside Chris Parker. Tonight, the Cougars will try to continue their winning ways as they take on the DeAnza Dons. The Cougars tried to get to 19-4 tonight with a win, while the Dons try to improve their record to 4-15. This is unfamiliar waters for the Cougars, isn't that right, Chris?
Yes, Arne. The Cougars had a rough start last season with acquiring a new coach in Bill Tressler 2 months before the beginning of the season.
Yeah, so now in Coach Tressler's second season, the team has definitely taken a big step forward, and I think along with the addition of the new coach, a couple of new players has definitely helped out this team. A couple big fellas, the 6'3" junior Coleman Burke and the 6'5" freshman Prince Martin have definitely helped this team out.
Yes, Albany goes hard in the paint. With inside presence such as senior Nick Sternad, sophomore Marcus Simon, as well as freshman Prince Martin, the Cougars have a lot of firepower under the hoop.
Yeah, Marcus doesn't only score from under the rim, though. He can also shoot with the best of them. He's currently leading the team in scoring, and this is his second. As he is sophomore, it's his second season. He's definitely taken a big step forward. Should probably be one of the many Cougars who will be first team All-League.
Yes, Marcus leads the team with 14.4 points a game. After him comes Nick Sternad. Both of them have had a great season so far with their consistent play.
Yeah, Nick is coming off a game last week where he had career-high 26 points, so we look for him to have another big game tonight against one of the Cougars' weaker opponents.
Yeah, Nick has been very consistent all season. When the Cougars have struggled early in games, he's been the guy who's been holding things together and bringing the team together and keeping them in the game. So I think Nick will have a great game today.
I sure hope so. Yeah. So starting lineup for the Cougars got number 3, the forward Paul Jacobs. Got number 5, the sophomore, right? Josh Freakin. Number 10, senior Nick Sternad. Number 11, Marcus Simon. And there are 34 junior Coleman Burke. So it's interesting tonight. You see that Carl Jacobs is in the starting lineup. He's definitely bounced in and out of the starting lineup all season, as he's been fighting injuries as well as he's battled some inconsistent play himself.
And we see that Coleman Burke is inserted into the starting lineup instead of Prince Martin.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
interesting move by Coach Tressler.
Yeah, so we'll see how it'll work out. I assume that pretty early on we should have some subs, though. So once again, we're here at Albany High School for the Cougars versus the Dons. Just getting ready for tip-off now. So today's broadcast is brought to you by Contra Costa County Office and Educational Regional Occupational Program, a career training program created for high school students and adult learners. Oh. And Albany wins the tip-off, goes to the point guard, Josh Freakin. He's kind of the leader of this offense, like the quarterback.
DeAnza came out in a man defense.
And Josh drives to the rim, but it's rejected as it hits off the bottom of the backboard. DeAnza's ball. The 32. Todd Fleming. And there's a foul there on...
Looks like it's on number 10, Nick Sternad.
So DeAnza going to take the ball out. This is the number 12, Christian Robinson, to number 1, James Carter. Back to number 3, Ruffini. Oh, and it's stolen by Carl Jacobs, who's that passes Freakin and throws it all the way down to the other side as Marcus Simon gets the easy layup.
Looks like Marcus wanted to dunk that if he would have had a better pass.
Exactly. I mean, I think anytime you get to see Marcus dunk, it's a treat, so. Foul number 11, Marcus Simon for blocking.
Last week against Kennedy, Marcus had a open fast break by himself, so he decided to dunk it, and the crowd went wild.
Yeah. He's actually at that game, so hoping we get to see that again tonight.
Yeah, hopefully.
Oh,
Steal by
steal
Josh Freakin.
Freakin tries to drive himself, but ends up getting tangled up. That was DeAnza's ball. Number 1, James Carter.
Looks like they caught a jump ball on that one. Good pressure by the Cougars coming out.
Yeah, you know, something I've noticed, Freakin, he's obviously not the biggest player, but he's definitely very aggressive, very sound defensive player. So doesn't let his height work to his disadvantage. And timeout call.
But as you were saying about Josh, he's an ideal player in the Albany system because he doesn't let his size affect him. He has the heart, and in Albany we believe that we'll take heart over height.
Exactly. I mean, we have a couple players like Coleman Burke and Prince Martin who we were mentioning earlier, who are kind of the big fellas. But for the most part, Albany isn't a very big team.
Yeah.
So they don't let height.
It's been a few years now since we've really had a good height.
Yeah. So Albany starts with the ball. Freakin takes it out again.
DeAnza applying a little bit of pressure, just as Albany did to them.
Call for Mrs. McCray.
Carl possibly could have made that shot if he didn't fade away.
Yeah. Nick goes up for the rebound.
Looks like the referee missed the call. It hit the top, but they changed the call, so good.
Yeah, so it's still Albany's ball.
A little 2-2-1 zone here by the Dons.
Oh. Attempted steal, and now it's out of bound on DeAnza, Albany ball. Call this is inside for Coleman Burke, but he's unable to come up with points. And he just goes up for a rebound. Got a little tangled up.
Jump ball back to the Cougars. Great heart shown by Coleman Burke there to get the ball back after he missed the shot.
I'm Freakin for 3. Oh, but he's fouled. So he'll take his free throws. 3 of them. Foul is called on number 32, Taj Fleming. Makes the first free throw. First point since Simon's layup early on. It's been a slow scoring game thus far.
Talking about Josh leads the team in assists per game. Josh comes in with 2.7 assists per game.
Yeah, well, I mean, we mentioned earlier, he's the point guard of this team. He's kind of like the quarterback of the offense. He kind of, even though, I mean, he might not be the best scorer, but he definitely passes the ball. He runs the offense,
And Josh has been doing a tremendous job coming in his first year playing varsity basketball as a sophomore and getting a starting position. He's handled it very well.
Right. He made all three of his free throws earlier too, so it's good. Good at the line. And Nick drives to the basket, but is rejected. But luckily, Burke is right there to get the ball. So Nick Sternad, as mentioned earlier, is a senior on this basketball team, and aside from having a great season this year, he's also the quarterback for the Albany Cougars, and he was first team All-League, and this season it looks like he'll make first team All-League in basketball well, so that's quite an accomplishment as a two-sport athlete.
Yes, Nick has been quite the silent assassin this year. He's been having great games after games. He's second in the team in field goal percentage. He comes in with 43% on field goals.
Yeah, he's also second on the team in scoring with 9.1 points a game and 6.4 rebounds. So those are solid stats right there.
Nick, over the years, this is his third year on varsity, and every year he's made great progress, become a better and better and consistent basketball player.
You're right, yeah.
I remember having a conversation with him yesterday before their practice, and he was telling me about how he remembered how inconsistent he was as a sophomore on varsity, and we were kind of reflecting on now how he holds a big role and how he does great under pressure.
Right. So number 2, Richard Taylor is now coming in the game for the Dons. Out comes number 3, Andre Ruffini, and Ray Cow, number 4, comes in for Marcus Simon for Albany.
It's interesting. The Dons have not scored yet.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Albany's playing some sound defense, and now Prince Martin comes over to the table. Looks like he'll check in for the first time tonight.
Looks like he's checking in for Coleman, possibly.
So second foul on Coleman Burke as number 12, Christian Robinson, takes his 2 free throws. And DeAnza misses the first one. DeAnza continues trying to get their first points of the game. As number 55, Prince Martin checks in for number 34, Coleman Burke. And Christian Robinson makes the second free throw, so it's the first point of the night for the Dons. Oh, Ray drives to the rim after a pass by Freakin, but he's fouled to take him to the line.
Ray comes in the game today with 21 charges on the year. Ray came out his first game of the season and took 5 charges, and he kind of set the tone for how he wants the year to go.
Yeah, he's kind of. He takes it. That's a good stat to have. Taking charges can't be bad. As number 33 Joe Sutt subs in for number 10 Nick Sternat. Ray made first free throw. Shoot the second one now. Misses that one, and the Dons get the rebound.
This kid, Tajay Fleming, he's pretty quick there.
Yeah, he got nice handles.
This is a nice matchup between him and Josh.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
and
there's
a charge.
There's a prime
number
example.
25.
there's a prime example of what we were just talking about of taking the charges. As I was on number. Who was that on? I don't know.
But it all comes together. Talking about Josh and Nick, it's everybody on this team has heart, and they put it all on the line game after game so their team can win, and that's why right now they have a winning record.
I think, too, is the thing is, like, when you start out the season strong, you start out winning, you get that mentality. You know, it helps you stay consistent throughout the season, as opposed to if you start out weak and you lose the first couple games, you know, it's hard to come back from that.
Yeah, it's very hard to bounce.
And so that's one thing that this team did good early on. They won early on, which kind of set the tone for the rest of the season.
And coming into this season, Coach Tressler really wanted them to have a winning season, and he wants to start a tradition here year after year of Albany having a winning men's basketball team.
Right, and I mean, they definitely have tons of potential on this team. We're talking about Marcus Simon, who leads the team in scoring. He's only a sophomore. He can only go up from here. And Prince Martin, who's a freshman, he's been a great player this year, but he definitely has more potential. He's definitely going to get better.
Yeah.
And Ray drives to the rim. Oh, a nice little move there as he gets the layup.
But talking about the team, whenever I travel with the team on the road and I talk to the other coaches, because I know a lot of them, and they just say how much potential Albany has in the future.
Right. As you see a steal there by Carl Jacobs. Carl was thinking about shooting it, but instead he passes it. He tries to go down into the lane, maybe looking for the layup, maybe.
Nah.
Moves the ball around quite a bit. Carl doesn't make the shot, but he's fouled. So take him to the line. So we mentioned earlier Carl was starting tonight, but he's been, for much of the season, he's kind of been like the sixth man for this team, which is a role he's kind of played rather well. He's been battling a knee injury all season, so it's nice to see him playing better now.
Carl always plays with heart. Since the first day I met Carl, he's a great basketball player. He's a great guy. Really funny guy.
Yeah, he's pretty funny guy. He misses both those free throws, and now he'll check out for number 44, Dovchin Jav. I can't say Dovchin's last name. I think I have a hard last name to say.
Looks like Coach Tressler put Dovchin in to get some rebounds. Dovchin's an excellent rebounder. He also can shoot very well. Great free throw shooter also.
Yeah, well, he averages nearly 2 rebounds a game in very limited minutes, so.
Pressure by DeAnza.
Yeah, they double team Freakin, and he turned over the ball, unfortunately.
The whole team, Albany, left him alone. Having a hard time here.
Yeah, the whole game, DeAnza playing very aggressive defense.
Looks like Albany's not getting fouls today.
Yeah. Turnover there by Albany.
This is a really intense game right now.
Yeah, as we approach the final minute of the first quarter, we have a score of 10-6. So definitely looks like it'll be a better game than we expected.
For Albany's court to be so long, the DeAnza Dons are putting on a good press that's actually effective.
Right.
One of the coaches, the freshman coach, Scott Stokes, told me that the Albany court is
goes up
94 feet long.
94 feet, is that longer than most courts?
It's the same size as an NBA court. Doesn't look like it, but if you put the NBA lines on here, it's the same.
The 3 might be a little farther, but.
Yeah, way farther. It's interesting because DeAnza they hired a coach, and right before the season started, they fired their coach, and one of the teachers had to be the coach of the team.
Really?
Yeah, so similar situation in Albany when Coach Strawbridge got fired, and they took a couple of months to find a coach. So Coach Tressler came in pretty late.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, it was hard last year to get a new coach so soon before the season starts. You usually need a couple months to learn about the coach, let him you need to learn his new scheme and everything, So,
Yeah.
but I mean, we mentioned how in the second year they've been performing much better under him.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by Clearcom, a global manufacturer of communication systems. We thank Rom Rosenblum and Clearcom Intercom Systems of Alameda for their generous mentoring and technical support.
So, just before we start the second period, Albany is up by a score of 10-6. So far, Albany's two leading scorers, Marcus Simon and Nick Sterna, haven't played a big role. Marcus had a layup early on, but that was it from those two.
Yeah, it hasn't been a lot of scoring.
There has not been.
Hopefully the second quarter Albany can pick it up.
Yeah, right. As we begin the second quarter, you see Albany's lineup is changed just a little bit. You got number 55, Prince Martin, number 4, Raymond Cow, number 11, Marcus Simon, number 21, Amir Sutta, and number 44, Dovchin Jobquintons.
Coach Tressler emptied out his bench. Only starter on the court right now is
Simon.
Yeah, Marcus is the only one. DeAnza brings out their starters for the second half, or two bench players.
Number 2 drives to the
Looks
rim.
like
Another charge on Ray Cow.
That's number 26 for the season, 2 tonight.
He loves it too.
He takes pride in it.
I mean, you just get knocked down, Albany gets the ball. Really no downside there.
He's been doing this charge thing since 7th, 8th grade, and he takes pride in it. And any coach should be proud to have a player like that.
Yeah, they're willing to take it from a team like that.
Yeah, he likes taking it for the team. He's a team player. Perfect
the
press
ball
break.
aggressively. Move to Sutter down in the rim. Can't get it up. But Simon gets the rebound, but it's knocked away before he can take a shot.
It looks like that's a
Another
charge.
charge.
Number 27 on the season. Ben Shenin is the happiest person on the bench.
He's their own Kent Bazemore.
Yeah, he's him and Andre are in close competition for that Kent Bazemore spot on the Albany roster.
The 11th man award.
Yeah. Marcus taking it down court. Referees aren't calling fouls today.
Yeah, I've noticed that too.
Get to the corner.
Simon for 3. Oh, and misses it, but Dovchin is able to get the rebound just out to Cal, who takes Simon again, tries free again, and makes it this time.
Nice shot by Marcus Simon.
5 points now for Simon.
He's making it rain.
That's what he does.
Nice pressure by Marcus, making it hard for Tajay Fleming to make a pass, forces a
Knocks it
turnover.
away. It was very aggressive defense there by Simon. That's how you got to play when you want to win a game like this.
Yeah.
As number 3, Andro Ruffini checks in the game for the Dons.
Second option. Second option.
So what exactly is a Don? It's like,
I don't know. And I've been wanting to know that since I played basketball.
Marcus takes another shot. This time for 2, or for 3 rather, makes that one too. Albany leads now 16-6.
Nice trap here by the Cougars.
Foul on Prince Martin, blocking foul on number 12. Robinson misses his first free throw. Misses his second one too, is in and out, and Chris Martin gets the rebound, quickly gives it to Simon, and Prince shoots the ball, which is rare occurring. Nearly blocked.
Nice rebound by Dufshin.
Sutter is able to save the ball.
Oh.
Gets it to Ray. Ray drives. Can't quite make the shot, but luckily Dufshin's there for the ball. Got a lot of action under the rim there.
Yeah, nice hustle by the Cougars.
They have a 10-point lead, 16-6. And now Nick Sternad and Josh Friedkin come over to the table. Looks like they'll both check in.
I'll be looking forward for Nick Sternad to have a breakout second quarter.
Yeah. Great rebound there by Martin. Oh, sets up the screen. Perfect shot for Sutter. Wide open 3, and he nails it, making the score 19-6 now. Albany.
Immediate timeout by DeAnza.
Yeah, that was a good call there. It was a close game, but now it appears to be slipping away very quickly for the
6-second timeout. You know, Amir Sedith is like the J.J. Redick of Albany basketball. Let's be honest. This kid fires from
you wouldn't
three.
call him Kyle Korver?
You know, Kyle Korver has like freedom to shoot whenever. Amir doesn't have that freedom just yet. But I think next year as a senior, he should be given the green light to shoot whenever he please. Since his freshman year, he's been improving his three-point shooting. And he's doing great this year. One of the Cougars' most consistent shooters.
Yeah, him along with Marcus, Simon, and a couple other Joseph Suck really make it difficult on defenses when you have so many shooters on the outside, and then you have guys like Prince Martin and Coleman Burke on the inside. So it's Albany's really hard team to cover.
Yeah, and Dufshin can even shoot little three-pointers.
Score the basket. White 44.
Foul on number 44, Dufshin.
And Christian Robinson, number 12, is to the line again. It seems like he goes to the line a lot.
Yeah, he does.
I don't know if that's just me, but
he's a big boy, and nobody can really
push him around.
Yeah, especially since Prince Martin's out of the game.
Right.
Missed free throw.
And Simon gets the rebound. Dishes it quickly to Freakin. Oh, but it's turned over by number 1 comes away with the ball, James Carter.
Yeah, it looks like James wanted to dunk that there, and he couldn't.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
He couldn't get a handle on it.
Foul there on Carter. Dutchin will go to the line.
not pressing mute. I'm pressing talk back.
So, Devchin Javhalantugs, quite complicated last name. It's hard to say, but he's been a pretty good player. In limited minutes, he's had very impressive stats with 1 point a game and 1.9 rebounds. So
he is a player that Coach Tressler really likes because of the way he hustles and does the dirty work on the team.
And I don't know what happened there. The ball just got away. It's a backcourt violation.
Nearly stolen by Marcus.
Yeah, as Devchin, who we were just speaking about, comes out of the game in favor of Carl Jacobs.
Joe Suit coming to check in.
Comes in for, I believe, Suddiff. No. Yes. No. Yep. Amir Suddiff comes off. So there's a charge there. I believe Nick Sternow drew the charge.
It's amazing how the Cougars are breaking this press so easy. It's surprising that DeAnza is still pressing after how many times it's been broken. Oh, missed layup by Carl Jacobs.
Yeah, that just comes back to what I was saying earlier. Carl's a great player, but he just has a lot of inconsistencies this season.
I think it has a lot to do with his confidence. But when playoffs get around, Carl will be fine.
Yeah. Carl's definitely got a lot of confidence. But I mean, it doesn't help a player when you put him in and out of the starting lineup every night. That hurts their confidence.
Foul on number 2, Richard Taylor.
We'll put Marcus Simon, take him to the line.
The Cougars are now in the 1-1, and the Dons are also. Number 2, Taylor has 4 fouls. He's 1 foul away from being disqualified for the rest of the game.
Yeah, it's very early for that to happen, so you're going to want to sub him out. And
looks like he'll be sitting for the rest of the half, if
at
not
least
until the 4th quarter.
Right.
The Cougars have a thing where Coach Tressler teaches them. They know when they're in a good defensive stance when they're looking up at the eyes of the person they're playing against. And they all, Coach Tressler stays on them about that, and they make sure they're low in their stance and ready to move.
So there's a foul there on number 11, or by number 11 rather, Marcus Simon on number 3, Andrew Raffini, as Simon now checks out of the game in favor of Prince Martin. Makes one of the free throws. And great play there by Josh, nearly taken away. Nick goes up for the layup, and he's fouled. So he'll go to the line.
Tiger Shin getting ready to check in.
Yeah, for the first time tonight.
Looks like he'll be checking in possibly for Josh and play the rest of the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, just a couple minutes left. Score is 19-14. So, yeah, you're right. Shen checks in for Freakin. Sticking in the bat.
And, this year with the Cougars trying to have a winning record and a winning team, they got a few new coaches who are great at different things. Like we have Coach Bruce, who's a trainer at Cal, He works with the track and the baseball athletes. And Coach Frank, who's the associate head coach, who's great with the big men, who works with Coleman and Prince and even Carl and Nick. And then we have Coach Pat Turner, who he went to school at Fort Bragg High School, and he played at Holy Names, where he was a point guard, and he was a great basketball player through high school and college. And now they're coming here to help Coach Tressler, and they're doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, the thing about coaches, I feel like they never get enough credit. Like when a team's doing bad, they're always blamed, but when a team is doing good, you never really consider the coaches as kind of just expected. And Carlos takes the three and he misses.
That was a really close call. I thought it would have been the Cougars' ball. Ray Cow checking back in for Carl Jacobs.
Yeah, you can see Carl now. It seems like he's a little frustrated as his shot has not been falling thus far tonight.
Yeah, he'll fix it in the second half. He works a lot on his shot. He's really improved shooting. Oh, very close call there. Block on Tiger Shin. That's his first personal.
See, he has number 23 for Michael Jordan.
Tiger, on video, somebody got a video of him. He had a very nasty crossover against Richmond when they beat them by about 40 points.
Impressive.
Tiger has the highest GPA on the team. Last year he had a 4.0, currently has a 4.6. That measures out to a 4.3 overall.
4.6? Jeez.
This kid takes 5 AP classes as a sophomore.
That's impressive.
He wants to go to Stanford. His brother had a company that got bought out recently by Yahoo.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Tiger's a very
and
smart
there you
kid.
go, drive to the rim, gets the layup right there. That's the easy basket. 21-16 now score in favor of Albany.
You know, the crowd isn't like it usually is. Usually it's a lot more people.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. I don't know. Maybe some people will show up late in the second half.
It's nice to see Coach Warren, the football head coach, here tonight. Checking out his Nick.
His point guard. I mean, his quarterback, rather.
Yeah. Nick had a really good football season also this year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Albany, they weren't great, but they were better than a lot of people expected. At the end of the season, they went on quite a run with, 3 or 4 wins?
They even made the NCS playoffs, but Coach Warren decided to forego playing because he didn't want to risk any injuries
right.
for people who are playing sports like Nick, who, you know, it's very possible he could have got injured.
Which would have been devastating to the basketball team if they didn't have Nick for this season. So there we go. There's a shot taken by Nick. 23-16 now in the final seconds of the first half.
Good job by Joe Suk applying the pressure.
And knock it away.
I think it says something about DeAnza and Albany, how DeAnza players have tattoos and Albany players don't.
Yeah, we're just not that ratchet.
But you know, Albany is quite a school. I was looking at a ranked 83 in
It throws up the 3 and John takes a half-court shot and misses it, but it's close. It's close. So 23-16 now is the score at the end of the half as Albany's in the lead. And so far, I've noticed a couple things. I've noticed that first of all, Marcus is playing pretty well.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, like always, it's just a given that Marcus is going to play well. And then Carl needs to work on his shot for the second half.
It looks like the strength of our bench is going down tonight for some reason.
Yeah, the bench is definitely one of the reasons why Albany is here with this, with such a good record. They've been able to sub in players for starters and not really miss a beat.
Okay, thank you. Give me a horn at 3 minutes probably. Give me 10 minutes. Got it.
So, just a reminder, we got a couple seniors on this team, Carl Jacobs and Nick Sternath. So they're here. They only have a couple more home games before the end of their career, as senior night will be next week, right?
Yeah, senior night is February 8th against Richmond High School, 5 p.m.
Yeah, we should be here broadcasting that game. So in just a few moments, we'll be throwing it over to our sideline reporter, Grant Black. He's with the athletic director, Ezekiel Lopez? Zeke Lopez. But until then, just gotta listen to us.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by GoPro, makers of small, wearable, action sport cameras that go anywhere and attach to everything. The new HD Hero 3 Plus also has a live preview out, allowing us to switch beautiful HD video from backstops, backboards, goalposts, and more. The GoPro HD Hero 3 Plus, making heroes out of Albany student broadcasting since 2012.
So, GoPro is actually great for basketball. Because you can put it right there on the backboard and get those shots when you see the players banging. Like, we might get a chance to see Marcus dunk tonight in the second half if Albany is able to take out a nice lead. But unfortunately, we don't have it set up tonight.
There was a technicality. I think the wire would have been hanging right under the basket, and if a player would have ran through there, it would have knocked the GoPro down or, messed it up really badly, and that would have cost a lot of money.
Yeah. Well, I mean, luckily we've had it generously donated, but can't ask for another donation.
Yeah. Well, we did use the GoPro in volleyball, and it was really nice. Nice to see those.
Yeah,
little shots.
when you have it right over the net, you get those beautiful shots when they're blocking or whatnot.
Yeah, nice.
Spiking. So we have our own Grant Black is over here on the sideline with the athletic director for Albany High School. Grant, take it away.
Hi, I'm Grant Black reporting from the Albany Coliseum. As Aaron and Chris mentioned, the score is now 23-16. I'm here with Athletic Director Ezekiel Lopez. Mr. Lopez, it is now your second year as Albany High School's Athletic Director. How do you like the gig?
Oh, it's going well. I really feel like I've settled in. Things are running pretty smoothly. And now I'm also over at the middle school, so I'm kind of working over there quite a bit. But I definitely feel like I've got my feet under me now here at the high school. So it's going well.
That's good to hear. That's very good to hear. Now, Albany High School sports. This has been a year of accomplishments, so to say. Our tennis team has brought home the championships. Our volleyball team brought home the championships. The football team has done better than it's done in years, and now we have a very competitive basketball team. How would you, as our athletic director, rate our athletics program?
Well, I think we're definitely an athletic program that's on the rise. We've been lucky enough to acquire some really experienced coaches. Like football, we've got Coach Steve Warren. And even with Coach Bill Tressler here coaching our boys basketball team, I think we're definitely very fortunate to have some coaches with that kind of experience. So it really has helped our programs out quite a bit.
That's very good to hear. That's very good to hear. And as you mentioned earlier, you are now in the middle school. So as a middle school coach and athletic director there, how do you see the future of Albany athletics? What does it have in store for us?
Well, I think the future of Albany athletics is very bright. Right now we're really trying to bring some continuity between the two programs. So we're really trying to get some of our high school our coaches involved with the middle school program so that they're kind of considered one program. And I think over the next few years we'll start to reap the benefits of that. And I think this year we're reaping a little bit of that, but we're definitely going to see some really positive things coming out of the middle school in the next couple of years.
That's very good to hear. That's very good to hear. Now, one more question before we let you go. Now, how do you feel and why do you think Albany High School's basketball has been so successful this year?
With regards to the boys?
With regards to the boys, the coaches, the whole entire Chabot.
Well, I know I've seen both boys and girls coaches. They've really emphasized off-season conditioning. Our boys they got in the weight room back last year in March and have gone all the way through until right before basketball season started. So I think the off-season training has definitely been a huge benefit to the program.
I see. That's very good. Thank you, Mr. Lopez. Back to you, Arn.
Thanks, Grant. So before we just have a couple more minutes before we start the second half, but just a couple of things to watch in the second half. Player to watch, definitely would have to say it's Marcus Simon.
Of course.
Would you agree? Right. So that's going to be interesting, and also too how Tressler manages the starters as well as the bench is always interesting with the amount of talent that this Albany team has. And you heard it from the athletic director herself, Zeke Lopez, that this team has been fortunate enough to gather so much talent, not only the basketball team, but as well as the volleyball team and the football team, just in general, the Albany sports in general the past couple of years. That's why they've been on the come up, doing well in most of the sports they're a part of.
Looks like the crowd is kind of coming in just a little bit.
Yeah, well, I noticed a couple people show up just as the first half was ending, so maybe a couple more people come in. It's free for
Basketball, guys, not football.
when.
Wow. That was real smart.
So so yeah.
You know, Coach Tressler has a really impressive resume. He, about 25 years ago, he was the freshman coach at Albany, and that was the last freshman team we had since this year. And Coach Tressler's been a successful coach. He's coached at Salesian High School, Dominican University, most recently San Francisco State, Albany Middle School. He was a student assistant coach at Cal when he was a student there. He even played college basketball.
Right, yeah. Definitely a very long and rigorous resume, but something that you were saying earlier is that he used to be the coach of the freshman team, which is now your gig, right? Chris? You want to talk about the freshman team a little bit?
Oh, the freshman team, we had a great year this year. We won 7-5. We had a great group of guys. Some of the guys we had didn't play in middle school, and they got the opportunity to play this year, and they responded well. It was a great year working with these guys. Unfortunately, we lost our last game to Ensenada, but it was a great season.
So just a reminder that today's broadcast is brought to you by the City of Albany KALB 33, supporting community television and providing Albany citizens with broadcasts of local, social, and political events. City of Albany KALB 33. That is also the channel where you can find our broadcasts of all the things we do. Basketball, we did volleyball, and we've done many like the choir events and dance events and stuff.
Yeah,
and we'll have baseball in the spring.
The Albany women's soccer team recently picked up a 4-1 win against El Cerrito, which makes their overall record 13-5. They also tied for first in TCAL play. Come support the Lady Cougars February 3rd on their senior night against Piedmont at Cougar Field at 4 p.m.
Yeah, with all this improvement in basketball and football and whatnot, I think it's been forgotten that the men and the women's soccer team have been very consistent the past couple of years for Albany, always going to NCS, always playing well. They have a lot of talent on that team.
Yeah, it's nice to have not only good programs as the soccer and the baseballs, but also have developing programs like the basketball and football. And, eventually in a couple of years, I really believe Albany overall will be one of the top, sports programs in the Bay Area.
Right. I mean, well, Mr. Lopez said himself, Albany has just so much talent and they're on the come up in the next couple of years. We should have, like you said, one of the top programs for just all athletics.
Third quarter getting ready to start here at Cougar Indoor.
So as we begin the second half, Albany Cougars are up by a score of 23-16 over the DeAnza Dons. And as for the lineups,
the Dons, they start number 3, Andrew Ruffini, number 1, James Carter, number 20, Amrinder Sign, number 12, Christian Robinson, number 32, Tajay Fleming.
As for Albany, got number 10, Nick Sternad, number 11, Marcus Simon, number 33, Joseph Sutt, number 5, Josh Friedkin, and number 32, Coleman Burke. Or 34, rather.
Little adjustment there by Coach Tressler to slide Joseph Suk in instead of Carl, who's checking in right now as we speak. Carl's about to bring it this half, we already know.
Yeah, he did not look happy after they played the first half.
Carl, you got to go and make sure they know that you're going in the flipping game.
Marcus Simon checking out for...
Yeah, Simon doesn't look too happy that he's coming out of the game. But, I mean, in a close game like this, none of the players want to be sitting on the bench. They want to be involved.
Yeah. Same intensity as the first half here.
And Carl takes a 3.
That's a little off.
It.
Rebound by Coleman Burke. This
Gives
guy
it to
has
Carl
eyes.
again. Shoots it one more time and misses yet again.
Coleman
Burke is not able to come up the rebound this time as number 12, Christian Robinson gets the board.
It's believed that Coleman has eyes behind his head. Behind Josh, he's actually competing with Josh for the best passer on the team by far. He throws these nice no-look passes.
Air ball by Joseph Sutt.
Hustle play by Coleman, but nobody was there to get it.
But yeah, just went back to what you were saying about Burke. It's good that he's such a good. I mean, it's interesting that he's such a great passer cause he's a big man. Usually the big men aren't very good passers.
Yeah, it's very hard to find a good passer, and even Coleman can shoot around from 15 to 18 feet. He's a really great shooter.
And now number 55, Prince Martin, comes over to check in.
Looks like he might be getting Coleman. Coleman has 3 fouls. Now picked up his 4th foul.
Yeah, so they're going to want to sit him down for a little bit till at least the 4th quarter. Shot made by number 1, James Carter.
Score is now 23-21. Ray Cow getting ready to check back in the game.
Yeah, getting ready to draw some more charges. And nearly broken up by James Carter, but luckily Sternad was there to recover. And Freakin just takes the easy 2, but he misses.
Looks
Rebounded
like
by
fouled.
Prince, and nice recovery there. Yeah, that did look like a foul. But I mean, as you mentioned earlier, these refs aren't calling very much today. It's been a very aggressive game.
Yeah.
Ruffini takes the wide open 3, and he's fouled there by Joseph Suck, who taken to the line for.
Looks like he's in 3 shots. Amir Sudov getting ready to check into the game along with Ray Cow.
Got number 3.
Missed free throw by number 3, Andrew Ruffini.
But he's still got a couple more.
2 more shots. Joseph Suk and Carl Jacobs subbing out of the game.
Feeney misses his last free throw. Stonad's able to get the rebound.
Narrowly picked off by turnover by Josh Freakin.
Yeah, trying to pass it to Cal, but wasn't able to make a good pass. Travel called there. What were we saying?
I was saying it's very interesting, the turnovers that Albany has. Marcus Leeson was 65 on the year, and then behind him comes Josh Freakin with 48. And just now he added to it, which is 49.
Nick
Like a little
Sternad
tip there.
tried to draw the charge there, but the refs weren't having it.
Looked like Prince got up there and made a difference on that shot. Cougars going to their second man offense here.
And Sternad there with a turnover as it's knocked away by number 1, James Carter. Takes it all the way down, shoots the 2, but he misses it, and it's rebounded by Prince Martin. Foul there by
number 32, Tajay Fleming.
On Friedkin.
Nice shot
to
by Prince.
And he makes the 2.
Albany's trying to pick up the lead and try to get ahead.
They're up 27-21 now, but no lead is ever really enough in the game of basketball.
You know, Albany, a lot of their league games have always been close through the third quarter. And like they played Kennedy, they broke away in the fourth quarter and ended up winning by 18 points.
Right.
Good defense by Prince there.
Grab the ball!
Number 20 dishes it to Andrew Feeney, who's took the wide open 3 and misses it. Ray Cow drives for the win.
Nice finish by Ray.
Gets the easy basket. 29-21 now, Albany.
Nice to see some of the football players and the soccer players out today to come support the basketball team.
Yeah, that's one thing about Albany sports. He always, even if no one else will come to the game, the sports players always go to each other's games
because
they know.
supportive.
Right. So timeout there called by DeAnza, 60-second timeout.
Score is 29-21. 3 minutes, 51 left in the third quarter. You know, it's interesting looking at all these banners and the impressive things that Albany did in the past. It helps me to wonder how many more banners will be added to this in the future.
Hopefully a lot.
I hope so.
So the Albany wrestling team is currently undefeated with a record of 3-0, and their next match is against Marin Catholic on February 13th, where the team will hope to rack up another win. The game starts at 6 p.m. in the Albany High School Gymnasium, also known as the Cougar Dome or Cougar Coliseum or
Cougar Indoor Stadium.
There you go. Has a lot of names.
Nice to see Dr. Barone out here tonight at the basketball game.
Right. See him over there with his pink shirt. And Albany comes in after this timeout with the same lineup they had earlier.
Coach Tressler calling a special play here for Nick, hopefully to get him going. Nice move by Nick.
Oh, beautiful, and it's in and out of the basket. Unfortunately, when something like that happens, you kind of just have to shake your head and move on. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
And it's turned over, but then Ray Cow comes away with the ball.
Nice
to set it
pass.
down underneath, but Christian Robinson gets the block. He wasn't having it.
Coach Tressler arguing the call. It looked like it was out on DeAnza, but the referees did not get that call right. Carl Jacobs getting ready to check back in the game.
With his arrow socks.
Yeah, and he has on his leg sleeves.
And the Free King takes a shot. That was a get it, and now it's a little scuffle down under.
Little jump ball there. DeAnza get the ball.
So now number 3, Carl Jacobs, will check in the game for number 21, Amir Sudis. Tressler's trying to argue that Prince Martin had control of the ball as well. So Friedkin passes to Sternad, pitches it to Prince Martin, who gets the 2. Score is now 31-21.
Cougars picking up the pressure now. Trying to expand this 10-point lead they have.
And Dudson comes over to the bench, nearly ready to check in.
Dudson's ready to go. Poor foul by Carl.
He's upset over that one.
The and one, which sends number 34, Jesus Ramirez to
and
the
now
line.
number 11, Marcus Simon, comes into the game as well as Dubson for number 3, Jacobs, and number 10, Sternad.
Taking the 2 seniors out of the game for a few minutes here.
Yeah, well, Carl just really came in for a couple plays, and he got a foul, and Tressler decided to take him out again.
Yeah, fouls are very
Well, that's the reason that Simon's been on the bench for
a while.
Yeah.
Good rebound there by Marcus. Cougars looking to push the ball on the fast break. Try to see what they can get. Looks like a foul on number 12, Christian Robinson. Yes, indeed. Number 40, Brennan Brooks checking in for number 12, Christian Robinson.
So Simon to inbound the ball to Prince, but it's knocked away by
number 40, Brennan Brooks.
Yeah, so he comes in the game, immediately makes an impact. He's one of the many seniors on this DeAnza team.
Yes.
So freaking Simon takes the 3 and he makes it. And Simon continues to show why he is the scoring leader on this team. He's 3 for 4 from behind the arc.
Yeah, Marcus is getting ready to just, have a stellar game.
And now Tiger Shen comes over the bench, getting ready to check in the game.
Looks like he might be coming in for Josh Freakin. Good defense there. Good hustle play by Josh, although the Dons get the ball back.
So Freakin now comes out as Albany has a 34-23 lead as we have just over a minute left in the third quarter.
Josh Freakin coming on out. Tiger Shin is also a very good player for the Cougars, although his minutes are very limited.
Yeah, well, I mean, Freakin pretty much has the point guard job locked up, but whenever he needs to come out in a breather, they never are bad with Shen. And Tressler's forced to call a timeout there as Tiger was kind of digging himself into trouble with three people
left
around
alone
him.
there.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate a kid like Jumyoung Tsefel has to sit out this season due to injury.
Right, we haven't mentioned him before, but I mean he was a good role player on this team, but until his injury.
Yeah, Jumyoung had his freshman and sophomore years are both great, and in the summer he proved that he belonged on varsity, and he made the team. But unfortunately, 7 games in, his doctor and Coach Tressler and the trainer Kelly Adams decided that he needed to sit out for a while, and it turns out his doctor said he needs to sit out indefinitely.
So as we enter the final minute of the third quarter, Albany leads 36-25.
Looks like a travel there. Yes, indeed.
Called on DeAnza.
Number 3, Andrew Ruffini. DeAnza trying to get a turnover here so they can score before the end of the quarter.
Yeah, Albany's now up by 11. Albany's just throwing around the rock.
They got it up.
Trying to use a little time.
Yeah, they're trying to see if they can get close to the last shot. It won't be the last shot because of the shot clock, but
it looked like a foul there on Simon, but it wasn't called, and now they're calling a travel on the Cougars.
Very bad call
and
there by the
Tressler and
referees.
Simon both don't look happy about that call.
It looks like number 1, James Carter, fouled Marcus twice, and the referees just don't call fouls.
Said they called the travel.
Maybe this referee here believes in the old jail rule, no blood, no foul.
So 20 seconds left now. As DeAnza's hoping now that they can get the last shot. It's knocked away by Dovchin. Knocks it out, but still DeAnza's ball.
This is what Dovchin is great at, getting those hustle plays, and he loves doing it. Look at him.
So Tressler is tempting to send in Joseph Suck, but it looks like there's not enough time.
Yeah, now the Cougars get the ball back after a turnover by James Carter. Just his right foot was out of bounds.
Yeah, so now Albany is trying to get one last shot in before the end of the half, or end of the third. Tiger Shen throws it up and is unable to make it. So score is now 36-25 at the end of the third quarter. And our own Grant Black is on the sideline with the interview for us. Take it away, Grant.
Thank you, Aaron. I'm here with Coach Warren, the coach of the Albany High School football team. Coach, it's good to see you outside of the field. Are there any particular interests that you came to this game tonight?
Well, it's good to see you, Grant. You had a great season for us, and I appreciate you playing for us this year. This guy's an outstanding football player, by the way. I just want to come out and support the guys. I know, of course, my quarterback is out here, and I promised Nick I'd come to some games this year, and I came last week. The Hercules game was a great game, so I enjoyed it, and I want to come back and support these guys again tonight.
Well, that's very good, Coach. That's very good. So Nick Sternad is your star quarterback. How does it feel to hand your boy over to another coach and witness the whole process go?
Yeah, it's hard to see him go, that's for sure. But no, I always knew he was a basketball player, so I knew this point would come. But I wish I had him back for another year, that's for sure. But we've got a lot of good guys coming back next year, so I know it's time that he's going to move on and go on to college next year and hopefully do well there as well.
So speaking of that, how does next year's football look? How do we look for the season? How's it going to be? How's Albany going to do?
Well, hopefully we'll continue the momentum that we built up at the end of the season. as you know, you were one of 21 seniors on our team, so we lost 21 guys. That's going to be hard to replace 21 seniors, but we have 6 or 7 guys coming back that have a lot of experience, and then we're counting on some guys coming up from the JVs, and then I'd also like to have some kids come out that didn't play at all last year, and we'll come out and we'll teach them football just like we did this year, and hopefully have a successful season next year. We've got our schedule ready to go.
Yeah.
I've got it right here in my pocket, our next year's schedule, if you want to know what that's going to be, and we've got 7 home games again next year. So hopefully we'll have a good year next year and keep our momentum going.
That's very good. Thank you very much, Coach. Back to you, Aaron.
Thanks, Grant. So Albany comes into third quarter with the lead 36-25. Simon's here with the ball, shoots the 2, and he's fouled. They have to call that there, even if they didn't want to.
That was a really hard foul there. It looked like his head kind of slammed against the ground.
Yeah, you never want to see that. He's slow in getting up, but he's walking out gingerly, but he looks like he'll be okay. And now Friedkin's getting ready to check back in, most likely for Tiger Shen.
Tiger will be back later in the game. Hopefully we get to see the hype man, Andre Russa.
Or the legendary Bench and M.
Yes, maybe he'll come and grace us with a three-pointer today.
Yep. Simon makes his first free throw. So I was wrong, actually. Ray Cow comes out as Albany's going with the small lineup with both Friedkin and Shen.
Yeah, this is like 8th grade when Tiger and Josh were playing together on the 8th grade team.
Yeah, they know each other very well.
They've
and
been knowing each other.
Marcus misses a second free throw. And then
But yeah, it's very interesting how all the sophomores on the team have been knowing each other since 2nd grade, with the exception of Marcus, who came to Albany in the 7th grade. But they're all very close friends and they hang out together.
so that's the 5th foul on Coleman Burke.
Coleman fouls out of today's game.
So he's going to have to come out, and in will come Prince. So we won't be seeing Burke again for the rest of today, but
Hopefully if we broadcast the senior night game, we can see a little bit of him again.
right.
Christian Robinson makes the free throw.
37-26 now, Albany in the lead. And DeAnza now is entering the bonus. So
Yeah, and
1-1.
they only have 3 fouls
Yeah,
all the way through the 3rd quarter and now in the 4th.
that's pretty impressive. Even if they lose this game, that's definitely a good thing to take away from.
Yeah, open layup for Freakin, who
And
finishes.
So 39-27 now, and of course no lead is ever safe, but Albany is definitely slipping away slowly now.
With an overall record of 6 wins and 7 losses, the Albany women's basketball team has achieved a league record of 3 wins and 3 losses. Come to senior night on February 7th, where the team will play Hercules at 5:30 p.m.
So yeah, that women's team, while they're not doing as well as the men's team, it'll be interesting to see how they perform next season because they have a couple more seniors than the men's team.
And they recently, after the semester was over, they lost their 6'1" German exchange student who went back home. But
That's a shame.
Yeah, she helped them out while she was here.
Mario, you have 39.
Marcus to the hoop. No foul call.
No foul again. And he's slow to get up, but he looks to be okay.
Referees aren't giving the Cougars any fouls. Good defense, almost a steal by Marcus.
And Nick was unable to get the rebound, so back the ball sticks with DeAnza. As they get a new shot clock.
Poor communication right now by the Cougars.
And it's taken away by number 55, Prince Martin.
Ray Cow getting ready to check back in the game. Probably another 3 charges, hopefully.
as Simon misses that shot from downtown. And number 2, Richard Taylor makes the layup, and he's fouled, so he'll go to the line. Albany's up 39-28 as Cal comes in for number 23, Shen.
Tiger had a good minutes there. He might not have scored, but he did play great defense.
All right, box out, fellas. Let's go.
Makes his free throw, so that completes the three-point play.
39-31 Cougars.
And it's hit away by number 2, Taylor Martin, but it's still Cougars ball. So Ray Cal will inbound it.
Shot by Prince.
Unable.
Rebound by Simon. Rebound by Ray Cal.
Interesting.
No foul call there. A little hit with the.
There's the foul called on number 2.
Coach Tressler's very
Richard
upset with
Taylor.
the referees right now. James Carter set to check in right now for the Dons. Checking in for number 2, Richard Taylor.
Foul again on DeAnza. This time was on Nick Sternad, so he'll take his shots.
Number 2, Richard Taylor, set to check in at the next step ball after this free throw here.
Makes the first free throw, making it 40-31 now. Albany with the lead.
Number 40, Brennan Brooks checking out.
And he makes the second free throw as well. 41-31 now, Albany with the lead as timeout's called by Coach Tressler.
The Albany soccer team has a record of 6 wins, 6 losses, and 2 draws, and hopes to increase their wins at their next match against the Legion on January 30th. Come to Cougar Field at 4 p.m. to see your Cougars play.
So as we have just under 6 minutes of play left tonight, and we've had quite a game so far. No team has really been able to slip away. Albany has had the lead for much of the night, but it has never been that big. It's currently at 10 points, but the game is still definitely in reach for the Dons.
Oh yes, they've kept the game very close, and they're in a position to stay in it if they continue to play the way they're playing, and the Cougars continue to play very sluggish.
Yeah, I mean it's quite impressive if you ask me from DeAnza's point of view, because I mean coming to the game, when you just looked at just purely the records, you would have thought that DeAnza had no shot.
Yeah. They've had a not so great season, but they show that they have heart. Eight-point game here.
So Robinson makes that shot there. But as you said, 8-point game now, and so DeAnza's ball now. As number 2, Richard Taylor will inbound the pass. Inbound the ball, rather.
Looks like number 3 wants to take it all the way. And he misses.
Ray Cow with a nice rebound there.
Immediate pressure by number 3, Andrew Ruffini, who missed the shot on the other end.
Prince dishes
Nice
it down
pass.
low to Simon, and Simon's fouled. Take him to the line.
Third foul on Christian Robinson. Marcus Simon misses his first shot at the line.
And he misses his second as well, but Sternad is able to get the nice rebound. And then in the addition into Prince Martin, who takes a shot down low. It looks like he was fouled too, but you got another no call.
Yeah, it looks like the Cougars want to turn up now.
Yeah, well, they're up by 10, so they want to put this game away with there's just over 4.5 minutes left.
Interesting defense. Nick Sternad guarding number 3, Andrew Ruffini, and he's doing a great job.
But it seemed to have worked out as Albany was able to get the turnover, or force the turnover.
Yeah. Little deflected pass there by Christian Robinson. Carl
And now,
Jacobs.
Carl Jacobs checking back into the game. He's coming in for Marcus.
Oh, no, Nick.
Sternad, rather.
So it looks like Carl will be playing the 4 position for the Cougars.
Number 2, Richard Taylor knocks the ball away, but unfortunately it goes out of bounds, so it still will be Albany's ball.
You know, for this coach here, Mr. Nate Infield, for him to, come to the team a month before the season starts, not even a month, few days before the first game, he's doing a great job with these guys.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a lot like what you were saying earlier with Tressler, where last year he didn't really have much time with his guys, and as a result, they didn't perform very well, but maybe in his second season, they will play a lot better.
Yeah.
And shot clock goes under 10. Marcus drives all the way to the rim, but is rejected.
Looks like he was fouled on his way. He was having a hard time even getting up.
Well, there's a hard foul by Simon.
Yeah, it's about to get real close.
Chippy. Real
here,
chippy
yeah.
in here. I mean, when you have so many fouls like that aren't called, the players definitely don't like that. And
Yeah.
Tressler didn't like that foul there by Simon. He calls him over, wants to talk to him. 43-33 is the score. Albany in the lead. Fleming take his 2 shots. Misses the first one.
You know, it's always interesting playing in league competition. You play everybody twice. You know, the first time around, the game.
Nick Sternad's getting ready to check back into the game. Most likely for Carl Jacobs. Nope, just kidding, for Prince Martin.
Let's go, Ray. You good?
And Ray's fouled there.
By number 1, James Carter.
He looks disgusted. Sternad now comes in for Martin as number 1, James Carter checks out for DeAnza, and number 40, Brennan Brooks checks in.
Finally, the foul call is getting close now, 10-7.
Right, and now both teams enter the bonus.
Guys, back up now.
Misses the first free throw, and DeAnza's able to get the rebound. Oh, and it's turnover right there as Brennan Brooks simply passes the Freakin. Freakin tries to take it all the way, and instead passes to Simon. Simon's unable to do anything, and eventually goes to Sternad, who shoots the fadeaway but can't make that. And the ball goes back to DeAnza.
Good transition defense by the Cougars to force DeAnza to kind of use the clock instead of a fast break.
And there we go. Christian Robinson is able to shoot over 2 Cougars, make his layup. 43-35 now is the score. Freaking fakes and then is able to drive to the rim, but he's fouled. No.
Referees aren't calling him today.
Guess he's not fouled.
I guess they saw no blood.
Well, regardless, it's still Albany's ball. Inbounded to Sternad.
Cougars running out of bounds play. Offensive foul, illegal screen. Looks like on Nick.
White 10, illegal?
Yeah, illegal screen here on Nick.
Hey, let it go. Get a stop. Let's get a stop, White.
So just under 3 minutes to play now, 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Albany with the 8-point lead, 43-35. But this is one of those games that might go down to the wire.
Very possible here.
Ruffini drives past a couple of Cougars, but misses his shot, and so rebounded by number 40, Brennan Brooks, and he's able to get his shot in.
The way the referees aren't calling fouls is going to be a close game all the way through.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice by Ray Cow to use the clock. With them having a lead, it's best to use the clock. Nearly stolen.
Oh, Nick tries to pass it, but then now it is intercepted by number 40, Brennan Brooks. And Ray Cow, number 4, is playing very aggressive defense. Albany with a 6-point lead as we enter just under 2 minutes to play. And it looks like it was a foul by the Cougars there.
I don't know about that one, but you know, Prince getting ready to check back in. Prince Martin, number 55.
Well, I don't know about the one they called, but previously, just about a second before, I saw a foul.
The referees are very inconsistent tonight.
I don't know what they're seeing. They see something different than we're seeing over here.
Yeah, Albany here, we've had a bad case this year of referees who they usually call too much or they don't call anything at all.
So Robinson makes the first free throw as Martin checks back in. Out comes Carl Jacobs. Albany's lead is now diminished to just 5 points.
James Carter subs into the game for DeAnza Dons.
Makes a second free throw as well, and now Albany has the 4-point lead as a timeout is called by, I believe, the Dons. 30-second timeout. And Albany's to shore up their defense here. It's a shame they don't have Burke for these final minutes. He's definitely be a benefit.
There will be a different outcome right now if the Cougars had Coleman in the game.
Right. And unfortunately, we might not be able to see the infamous Russo tonight if it's such a close game.
Yeah, it looks like Andre will not be checking into the night game unless the Cougars go on some type of run within the next minute.
Yeah.
Which is not likely.
Marcus, you got 3 timeouts.
So Albany does start with the ball. And Freakin, it seems it slips out of Freakin's hands as it's a turnover there by him. And the Albany bench is chanting defense. They want to make sure that DeAnza can't score, but instead they are fouled, so take a trip to the line for number 3, Andrew Ruffini. makes the first one, and as Albany is now only leading 43-40, and Coach Stressler calls a timeout as something needs to be done. The 10-point lead is now only 3. One possession game now. 1:19 left to play.
No, this is a very close game here, and with the way DeAnza is playing, it's not going to be a blowout. And they want to win this game just as bad as Albany does.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You can look at someone's record or look about the amount of talent that a team has, and you can say one team is better than the other. But when it comes down to it, everyone wants to win, and everyone puts out their best. And sometimes you just get a result that you weren't expecting.
Yeah, it's not always about the record, but it's about the heart of the players on the team. And Albany, DeAnza, they have a lot of heart, and they're showing it right now.
Yeah, Albany is 18-4, while DeAnza is 3-15. So if DeAnza is able to come up with this win, it will be quite an upset.
Yeah, and that would force Albany to sit in the second seed, likely for the rest of the year, unless Hercules will lose to 2 teams. Which is not likely.
And nearly turned over there, but great save by Cal. As Albany only has a 2-point lead now. They really need a score here.
This game's a little too close for comfort.
Right. Into Nick and Cal.
Nice play by Ray to call a timeout before a turnover.
As 13 seconds left on the shot clock and just under 1 minute left in the game altogether. 56.6 seconds to be exact. Albany's up by 2, 43-41.
DeAnza and Albany both have 1 timeout each for the rest of the game. This should be interesting how both of the coaches use their timeouts.
Yeah, hopefully we don't have no Chris Webber situations over here.
Anything is possible.
So now Simon's going to inbound the ball, and Albany only has 13 seconds to get a shot up.
Nice
instantly
play.
Going to Nick, who misses the shot and is rebounded by Christian Robinson. So now DeAnza has a chance to take the lead, or at least tie the game with the score here.
And Coach Infield uses his last timeout of the game.
With 41 seconds left to play.
It's possible that we might see a little Chris Webber situation here.
Yeah, well, Albany has 1 timeout left, if I'm not mistaken, but DeAnza has no timeout, so they're gonna need to use this one effectively.
Joe Suk checking in the game. Coach Tressler needs his best defensive players in right now. If the Dons don't score on this play, look for them to foul. Or they might possibly let the Cougars, depending on how much time is left on the clock, there might be a shot clock, there might not. So if there is no shot clock, they will most likely foul if they don't score. Looks like Coach Tressler doesn't want DeAnza to get to the rim.
I mean, they just need to play their sound defense, and they won't have to worry about needing to score again.
Hopefully, Ray Cow can come in and give us a charge in the clutch.
Yeah, he has 3 so far today. Let's hope he can make it 4. So, in the last 40 seconds of the game, we have Ray Cow, number 4, number 55, Prince Martin, number 10, Nick Skurnad, number 33, Joseph Suck, and, of course, number 11, Marcus Simon.
This sure is a nail biter. Cougars. Don's trying to run a play here.
Cal nearly knocks it away, but Don stick with it, and then it's nearly knocked away again by Prince Martin as the shot clock is running down. Number 32, Gary Fleming is forced to take a shot. I'm not sure what just happened there, but
it looked like it was off of DeAnza,
and Prince gets the rebound with 6 seconds left, and then he's fouled.
Oh, such a nail biter there. The crowd goes wild.
That's a clutch rebound there by Martin, as if he did not come up with the ball, there was a good chance that DeAnza would be able to get another shot out.
They possibly could have got another 2 points there.
It looks like there's only 4 seconds left on the clock, but I think they might.
They have no timeouts. I think they'll try to run a little Hail Mary play. But, anything can happen. If you watch the news, you saw the 6'10 kid from St. Joe's hit a 84-foot shot with 0.6 seconds left on the clock.
Wow.
Which sent their game to overtime against El Cerrito where they lost. But, anything is possible.
So Prince misses his free throw. It's rebounded by number 2 with 2 seconds left, and he's fouled. Oh, no foul called.
And the Cougars win! The Cougars win the game with the charge by Ray Cal.
And it's the clutch charge.
Wow, what did we just see here, Aaron?
We were just talking about how clutch those charges are by Cal, and that is in the end what wins the game.
Ray Cal needs to change his number to 24 because he is clutch like Kobe.
Wow.
That was a great game.
So Albany squeaks away with the 43-41 win in a game that looked to be an easy one coming in, but was anything but that in the end.
That was a nail biter, my friend.
Quite a nail biter. Simon played a great game, as did Reagan Cal. So we were looking for an interview with Coach Stressler, but it seems like he's heading into the locker room now, so that might be.
Yeah, it looks like we won't be getting an interview tonight.
Yeah, well, with a game like this, it's a shame, too. I would have liked to see an interview with Raymond Cow.
Yeah.
But I guess not.
Yeah, he put a little Shaquille O'Neal celebration dance.
I saw that. I saw it. Ray's a very emotional guy.
Very emotional.
And for those of you who don't know, his sister is actually part of our broadcast team.
She is a part of the ROP broadcast journalism class.
So, yeah. So just a reminder that the City of Albany KALB 33 is sponsoring, or not sponsoring, but I mean that's where all our games are going to be shown. For all of you who have Comcast, you can watch it, I believe, on Friday nights and Saturday nights. I don't know.
Saturday mornings. I believe.
Saturday mornings, you're right.
Our singers do have, between Nick Sternat, Carl Jacobs, they do have.
Nick wants to play quarterback.
He does, and Carl wants to be a baseball player.
Yeah, so I don't know about that, but I mean, there's always two sport athletes. I mean, you see Russell Wilson, the quarterback for the Super Bowl team in the Super Bowl, Seattle Seahawks. He played baseball in college. Actually, got drafted by the MLB. By the Colorado Rockies.
And Prince, with his growing potential, he very well could be.
Yeah, Prince, I could definitely see Prince playing in college, as well as Marcus definitely will be.
Yeah, Marcus for sure will be a D1 recruit.
And what do you know, maybe even Ray Cow too, with his blocking specialist. I mean, with his charging specialist. So, unfortunately, we will not be able to get an interview with Coach Tressler. So, yeah.
Albany wins today's game by a score of 43-41. A nail-biter here at Cougar Indoor Stadium.
So, broadcast of the DeAnza Albany basketball game wouldn't have been possible without our production and technical team. Producing tonight's show are Julian Volscott with Ryan Glatt assisting. Directing our show is Kat Superwit. Alex Caceres is our technical director. Our audio engineers are Laney Marius and Elliot Wong Toy. Shooting the games tonight are camera operators Cecilia Rubens, Margarita Castro, and Mitchell Buchan. The graphic operator is Brandon Yee. The camera utility is Julie Cow. Maggie Torpy-Murray and Miranda Pack are producing assistants. Our sideline reporter tonight is Grant Back. And at my side is my color commentator, Chris Parker, in his first time behind the mic. That's our broadcasting for this Wednesday evening. I'm Arnie Gissage for Albany Student Broadcasting.
Good night.
All right, well, I guess it's not good night then. So Grant is on the sideline with someone.
He is with Coach Tressler and Marcus Simon.
So we do have that interview. Grant, take it away.
Hi, thank you, Aaron. So I'm here with Coach Tressler and Marcus. You guys played a hell of a game tonight, I just got to say. So coming off this win, it's been a fantastic season. You guys are 19-4. How does that feel?
Well, we're happy with the team's success, but we're really not thinking too much about the 19-4 and what's happened in the past. We're really focused on the future. We've got 3 more league games and then a lot of playoffs, hopefully.
It's been fantastic. I love these guys.
That's a great answer right there. So Marcus, this is your second year in varsity. How do you feel about the success?
I think we were doing really good this year. Actually, I think we're doing a lot better than last year.
Do you take full responsibility for that?
No, sir. No, sir.
That's very good right there. Team player right here. Okay, so Albany basketball hasn't had the greatest past. What do you have to say about the turnaround we've had this year?
Well, we've just got a bunch of guys that work super hard. They're really committed to it. We use the past as a little bit of motivation, but we don't talk too much about the past. We've got young players in the program, and we think we have a bright future.
That's very good to hear. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Back to you, Aaron. Good night.
All right, thanks, Grant. So just a reminder here at the Cougar Dome, final score of 43-41. Quite a nail biter here by the Cougars, but they were able to squeak out the win in the end, which is what counts. So yeah, that's pretty much it for us. I'm Aaron. This is Chris. Good night, fellas.